Cryptocurrencies, are they the future of money or the biggest Ponzi con in history? Ponzi meaning a scheme that just takes in a lot of money and pays out investors with the money that's already there. You may have heard of Bernie Madoff and people like that just took loads of money in and guaranteed people high returns, but they were basically giving them their money back, just paying out their money. There was no returns, there was no investment money around. So what the reason I'm asking, let's first start with someone called Croesus. Have you heard of Croesus? People used to say as rich as Croesus, or like as rich as the Rockefellers, or as rich as Branson. Well, Croesus was a king who lived in Asia Minor in the year 560 BC. He ruled until his kingdom was taken by the Persian king Cyrus. And he's believed to be the first person to mint a coin from gold. And Asia Minor is now part of, Turkey and that sort of area. And he was the first person to mint coins from gold. Although sometimes the ancient Romans say that. I visited Rome once and I was shown this ruin of a place that he called it Monero. Monero, he said, this is where the word money comes from, Monero. And they claim to have the first money. But anyway, that's another argument, I suppose. But he did mint his own coin, and he controlled money. And why was he so fabulously wealthy? Well, part of the fact that he had gold, but also because he minted these coins and he controlled the money in his area. A bit like America or the Federal Reserve. He controlled the money, and that's why he became fabulously rich. And he's still known today, thousands of years later, as this thing richest Croesus. And he was born 500 years BC. Before Christ, so it's 2,500 years ago that he's still known today. Now others at the moment want to form their own type of currency and then get their control of money and the markets. So this is what's happening now. Now if you look at the moment, that you have China coming up with a digital currency and other countries looking at digital currencies, but also you have these cryptocurrencies coming up which seek to take away the control of money from governments and organisations like the Federal Reserve and put it in the hands of the people, as they call it. So is a cryptocurrency a currency or is it an investment? Well, let's look at that. Are cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin, the most well-known one, a real currency, or are they, in the words of Warren Buffett, just a mirage, a smokescreen? He obviously doesn't think that it's a proper currency. Now, Buffett has got it wrong on other technological revolutions. He famously didn't invest in tech companies and until more recently. But you've got to listen to someone who's one of the greatest investors ever and one of the richest men in the world. In fact, he's giving away billions of his fortune right now. As I said, the leading currency, leading cryptocurrency is a coin called Bitcoin. And look at this. The price of Bitcoin in the last 5 years has risen from $263 to over $10,000. So if you bought one Bitcoin 5 years ago, it was $263. Now it's $10,000. However, it rose in 2017 to over $17,000. And then in 2018, the year later, it was just over $3,000. And it has also doubled in price since March of this year during this financial crisis, when people saw it as a safe haven, a bit like gold. And some people are saying that it's becoming more of a safe haven than gold. People are putting their money in there rather than relying on the fiat currencies like the dollar or the pound or whatever, or the euro. They feel that's safer than the money that's controlled by the markets. So what is cryptocurrency? A lot of people say, well, should I invest in cryptocurrency? Well, I think before you invest in anything, you've got to understand it. And I don't think a currency should be an investment. If it's an investment, then is it really a currency? I don't invest my money in dollars. You can invest your money into a fund that's denominated in dollars. But unless you're a trader in Forex or something. You don't invest your money and say, well, I'm putting my money away in a pension in dollars or in Swiss francs, So cryptocurrency, in short, is a digital asset designed to become the standard medium of exchange, where individual coin and ownership records are stored on a ledger in the form of a computerized or many computers and servers database, sometimes known as blockchain. In fact, I've got a book here, The Blockchain Revolution. If you read that, it's a very interesting read. It's actually a very good cure for insomnia, if you like to read, called The Blockchain Revolution. I'm not pushing the book or anything, I just got it to try and find out a bit more. But blockchain is going to be used in many other forms of commerce, and it could become the future. Blockchain of a way of safely storing information such as deeds on properties or transactions or legal contracts. So blockchain is going to grow. So that part of the cryptocurrency could become the future in business and commerce. So that's another story. But cryptocurrency, as I said, is this form of digital currency that they expect to be become the standard in moving money around and paying for things and exchanging. Okay, now the US dollar at the moment is the standard world reserve currency. Now that gives America a tremendous advantage because other countries have to change their money into dollars before they can trade internationally. Usually when you buy oil, on the standard sort of international markets, you buy in dollars. Everything's denominated in dollars. They say gold is in dollars, oil is in dollars, and this sort of thing. So, but basically, if a country, say the Philippines, wants to trade with Iran, or maybe Iran's not a good example, but say they want to trade with Saudi Arabia, then they're probably going to have to buy dollars first and then pay for the oil in Saudi Arabia in those dollars. That's a simplified version of it, but it does give America a huge advantage. Now, other countries are not happy with this. They'd like to see America's grip on the market broken. In fact, China is launching its own digital currency based on its own Yuan. And this is not exactly a cryptocurrency, but it is a digital currency. And China wants to break America's dominance. And they think that their digital currency will become the most widely used. In fact, they're selling it and saying, well, people in villages can't move money around very easily. Banks are so expensive. With this digital currency, it will make life much easier for us. And, we know that the banks at the moment are trying to get rid of paper currency, aren't they? They're saying, well, if you go into shops now, there's card transactions only. And the banks now, they don't even like to handle money. You have to, when you're going to pay money into a bank, you have to use the machine. And I went in the other day and they said, there's only one guy in the bank. There was one person behind the counter. This bank probably would have had 30 staff at one time. I worked for NatWest years ago, and they used to have a branch full of, say, 5 or 6 people, maybe 10, and then 20 or 30 people upstairs processing checks and this sort of thing. That's all gone. You go into a branch now, there's last year there would have been, say, 2 or 3 people behind the counter, a couple of people behind, so maybe 5 or 6 staff. Yesterday, I counted 2 or 3 in the branch. There's one guy saying, right, use the machine, to go there. And they don't like serving you at the counter anymore, so you have to put your money into this machine. Well, it counted my money wrong. I pressed the button, got the money back, tried again, counted it wrong. Eventually someone came out and said, well, it's the way the notes are folded. Well, these were brand new notes. But anyway, it didn't take my money or anything. But what I'm saying is they don't even like to touch the money. That, oh no, you might get coronavirus. So the governments and the banks are using this coronavirus as a convenient excuse to finally get rid of cash. Handling cash is expensive. Handling money, paper money and coins and this sort of thing is quite expensive. It's difficult to move around. People expect they want a bank account here, and the next day if they want to draw money in Scotland from a machine, they don't expect to be charged for it. So no, why should I pay to draw money in Scotland or tomorrow I'm going to Cornwall and this sort of thing. So it always has been a problem for banks. But personally, I like cash. It gives me a bit of freedom. I think I've got a bit of cash in my pocket. Nobody can take that away from me, apart from a mugger. But the banks can't mug you and say, well, we're taking that cash away, as they could with digital money. And if your money is just digits on a statement, on an online statement, that can be very easily taken away from you. So, as I said, China's launching its currency. That could be the future, some sort of digital currency, but that's not necessarily Bitcoin. So how do you buy a Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies, Ethereum and others? There's even one called Monero. There's lots of coins, but Bitcoin has become the dominant one. And, we may see that one of those will become the dominant one. Like the days of early social media when you had MySpace, Friendster, Friends Reunited. Where are they now? Well, now it's all Facebook. Even Google couldn't really run a proper social network. So maybe Bitcoin will emerge, or another currency will emerge as the dominant cryptocurrency. But Bitcoin's got a fairly murky past. It was started by this guy called Satoru Nakatashi. This mysterious guy that nobody knows the identity of. People are saying, well, maybe he's not even Japanese. Maybe he is an Australian guy. There's lots of theories as to who this person is, but it's not something you can trace back to one particular person. So it's got a bit of a funny past, really, and the volatility makes it extremely difficult. Now, basically to buy a coin, you can go online, you buy yourself a wallet, or you purchase a wallet, or you obtain a wallet, which comes in various forms. It can be a wallet on your laptop or your PC. It can be a wallet in the cloud, but there are concerns that this could be hacked into, and if your wallet is hacked into, your money is gone. There's probably very little chance of ever getting that money back. You can't ring a helpline or say, can we reverse that transaction, as you could with a bank. Your money could be gone. Whereas in a bank account, if someone hacks into your account and takes your money, the bank is usually responsible, unless, of course, you've put your password out on Facebook or something. But there isn't that security there. So you get this wallet, and then you basically buy them using your dollars and pounds. So I think to myself, well, this is a currency, but when they sell you the currency, they want dollars and pounds. Presumably they can go and buy their boats and yachts and fast cars and houses, but you have to buy it with dollars and pounds. So you're just exchanging a dollar for this bit of digital stuff, and that, to me, that seems a bit different, a bit bizarre, really, that they want to sell you digital money, but in return they want your real money. So I think, and it's the same when you sell it, you get pounds. And if you wanted to transact with digital money, it's very difficult. I mean, I don't think it's a practical and real currency. It's certainly not accepted by the markets in general and governments. Yeah, you can trade in Bitcoins, but it's not accepted by governments. You can't pay your tax with Bitcoin. You can't go down to your local supermarket and pay for your shopping with cryptocurrency. Well, not yet, that is. I think digital currency is maybe a thing of the future, but it's not at the moment. It's not definite, and whether it will be Bitcoin or not, I don't know. And if you did accept Bitcoin as a payment, say in 2017, when you were buying something for or selling something for $17,000, and someone said, well, I'll give you one Bitcoin. So fine, yeah, that's $17,000. But a year later, that Bitcoin is worth $3,000. I don't know when it actually dropped, but your money could just drop like a stone. So in that respect, it's not practical. And if you wanted to buy a car, I don't think the dealer would say, yeah, I'll take a Bitcoin. He would say to you, well, go and get your cash in your Bitcoin for real money, and then I'll sell you the car. And even if he did take Bitcoin, he'd probably then exchange that Bitcoin for dollars or pounds. So therefore, it might be a way of moving money around as in Western Union, but I can't see it as a real currency just yet. And there's going to have to be a lot of technological revolutions before we can go around just paying. And I know at the moment you go to Starbucks and you can pay for your coffee on your phone and that sort of thing, but not everybody is ready for that yet. I know some countries like Sweden are doing away with cash. They're virtually cashless now, and people are chipping themselves with these digital chips and saying, oh yes, I can open the door with this my hand, and I can pay for something with my hand. Yeah, smart. Put a chip in your brain and see what Elon Musk wants to do with that. But let's see what happens. I think the answer is there are many contenders for this crypto and digital currency market, but I think, including Libra, Facebook, who are trying to get their currency accepted by the government, which is not the case yet. But I think there are a lot of powerful contenders in this market, including governments that won't want to relinquish control of money and the control of money, because that gives them so much power, controlling the money supply. I mean, look what's happening today. How, the UK government are spending, I think it's 300 million a month on furlough schemes. They're going to spend 300 billion over the year on various schemes to keep us in work or keep the economy from really going down the pan. And where is that money coming from? Well, the answer is it's just thin air. It's just been printed. It's just been not even printed as on a printing press, but just created digitally and saying, there is 100 billion, there is that money, there is the money for the Treasury to reduce taxes or pay employers, whatever. It's just almost fake money. It's not based on gold or the gold standard like it was in the old days when your paper money said you can exchange this for an equivalent amount in gold, like the dollar used to be or the pound used to be. The bearer of this money can exchange for gold. It's not like that anymore. It's just paper fiat currency. So in a way, the system is not perfect now, but at least you know that if you've got a pound or a euro or a dollar in your pocket, that is not just going to evaporate tomorrow. Well, who knows with what's going on at the moment. But we know that we can go and exchange it in a bank. That's not the same if you've got some obscure currency that's not on the world exchange system. But you know that with a currency like a dollar, a pound or a euro, that you can pretty much exchange that in most countries in the world. You can buy gold with it. You can exchange gold for that money. Crypto, I don't think is there yet. So I don't know. I don't think it's a complete con, but I personally wouldn't put my life savings into crypto. It might be worth having a play with it, but it's obviously extremely vulnerable, volatile. Other people are saying that it's just going to go up and up and up, but then that's not like a currency. It's still not like a currency. It's just like a speculative investment. Okay, so there you go. You make up your mind. Personally, I like a bit of cash in my pocket. It gives me freedom. It makes it more difficult for the banks to just snatch it away, or the government to snatch it away, which they could do if we're completely all digital. Now, the other news today you couldn't have missed is that Donald and Melania Trump have got coronavirus. They've been tested positive. And it's obviously very sad. I mean, many people are outside the White House celebrating and letting off fireworks. But, these are human beings. You might not like Donald Trump, but he is doing some good in the world. He's brokering peace deals with Israel and the Arab countries. He's brought peace between with North Korea. And he's not going to war with everyone, as previous presidents, including Obama and Clinton, went to war. He's not a warmonger. And he's trying to do good for the US economy. So I wish him well. I hope he recovers. Some people are saying that this could affect the markets when they open. And I'll just check now what are the markets doing. That they're saying that when they open in America, that the markets in America could fall. So let's see what they're doing at the moment. Well, they haven't fallen that much. I mean, the Dow Jones is down 0.73. The Nasdaq is down slightly. So, the markets are not panicking too much. But obviously, it's coming up to an election, so this could affect the election outcome. We could see a change of government. We could see a more left-wing government coming into America, and that could have implications for the UK, because the Democrats Party they're in favour of the European Union, and they're, as Obama said, he was a Democrat, that we would be at the back of the queue, literally the back of the queue for any trade deals, whereas Trump is saying we'd be at the front of the queue for trade deals. So let's see what happens there. But I wish them well. As a human being, whatever you think about it, I wish them well. And I don't like the idea of celebrating when somebody's sick or dies. So there you go. So that's all for today. Thanks for listening. Have a good weekend and stay safe out there, and look after your money. Thanks a lot. This is Charles Kelly. Bye for now.